favorite one.
Okay, folks, looking like we're into game 2 between Leviathan and Archon. This is a best of 3. It's group stages placement. Archon hasn't played a match yet. I'm going to say that and then someone's going to embarrass me. But Leviathan won over Cloud9 yesterday to put them at a good spot in their group. Once again, I'm Llama Down Under. I'm joined by PQMZ. What do you think, Leviathan? You actually said last game you didn't think there was a problem with the draft. So should Leviathan just pick maybe heroes they're more familiar with?
I don't think there was a problem with the draft, it was just bad execution. The one thing I would like them to change though is, if they're going to first pick the Ember again, they're not going to get the chance to first pick, but if it's in the pool and they get it, I'd like for them to draft around it a bit more, because that game, it was the Storm Spirit show and the Ember just wasn't really allowed to do anything. He was just kind of in the draft trying to do what he needed to do, but he couldn't really get involved too much. So if they're going to draft him, I'd like to see them draft around him a bit more as opposed to deviate midway. Even though I think the Storm was a good pick, it just didn't really synergize with what they already had. Really see.
Yeah, so gonna be banning out very similar heroes. These heroes not getting a lot of love, being banned out constantly, and yeah. Also, I feel like getting rid of, I guess it's Francis's Shadow Fiend. He showed a lot of confidence on it last time we played that. So, and actually, just for the standings in the group, to keep you all nice and updated, we actually have, I forgot Leviathan had dropped a set to Complexity, so they're 1-1. Complexity is 1-1 as well, because they just dropped a set to Cloud9, and Cloud9 is 1-1. So, everybody's 1-1.
So Archon are going to be 1-0, maybe. That's the only possibility.
Yeah, Archon could become 1-0, they could become 0-1, you know, we'll see what happens here. But yeah, this group really even, and I think a lot of people were really expecting Leviathan to be the underdogs, but they've taken a game here, and the other group is a hot mess with stuff going on. Anyway, let's get back into this draft. We got a plethora of picks coming out. Jenkins, Broodmother. It could be a mid-Broodmother, I guess, as well, but I doubt it. And Doom is in again. How do you feel about Doom again? Yeah? The hero you hate the most?
I think Archon won. That's my input. This game's already done. So I will say banning the Tusk out is huge respect to what Fluff did last game, and I can understand why they did it. But I feel like giving them Doom is just not worth it.
Yeah, on the other hand, if the Doom is not played, we've seen some Dooms. We've seen Doom played in every role. 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually don't think I've seen a 5-position Doom, but pretty much every role. And I feel like if this is a farming Doom, I haven't seen too many of those 1-position Dooms be terribly successful. So if Team Leviathan can be good about picking 3 cores so that Doom doesn't have an easy target, and Broodmother can maybe make a lot of space, or her team arguably making space for her to push, maybe the Doom won't be too big of a problem.
I think the big problem here is picking the Brood so early. Like, it's your cards on the table straight away, right? Leviathan are going to, as you say, probably want another core. That core's going to have to do a lot, or the supports are going to have to be very suited to dealing with whichever lanes they want to put them in. Doom Lich is an inherently hard lane to deal with, so maybe they look to put the Brood bottom against that, and maybe Archon also do some switch up, so it could become laning musical chairs, which would be really awkward to commentate as usual.
Yeah, I feel like it's also something where we saw the game, Root Gaming versus Unknown, where it felt like Root, there was an early Broodmother pick. Root tried to pick a lot of things to counter the Broodmother and then just got kind of wrecked, you know? Elsewhere? Or they would have, if in the draft, if that game hadn't been ridiculous.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They lost the draft.
They won the game just by picking Brood there, yeah. But that's why it isn't just the draft. There's also 30-40 odd minutes of gameplay involved. where teams are allowed to throw and make mistakes and make
I
games
wouldn't call it a
interesting.
throw. They got a level
I mean,
1
that was a
5
complete
kills or
throw.
whatever. You think? Okay, well. Either way,
This
but
is
what
not
I mean
where you
here...
kill a Sand King there. Like, anyway, that's
Not,
irrelevant,
yeah, different
right?
game. But what I mean here is, if Archon tries to use this opportunity to pick things to deal with the Broodmother, they could nerf their lanes in other ways, have other weaknesses in their draft.
Yeah, but I think that's really hard when you have Doom, because the hero's really good on its own, and it completely cancels out Ember if you ever get to find him, or whichever other core they pick.
At the same time,
this-
if you have 3 cores, the Doom, he can't Doom all of them.
You can Doom 2 of them, that's good enough.
He
That's
can
like
eventually.
1 hero for 2.
He has to get up Refresher, of course, there, and probably maybe wanting even
that's
the
like
Aghanims.
30 minutes. That's pretty simple, right? You just you creeps, you buy Midas, you Midas creeps, then you buy like Blink, Shiva's, Refresher, game done.
Yeah, so
In theory.
either way. I think that we will see... Oh,
I like the Wisp, that works.
yeah, and this is another thing helping you decide, well, Doom, he wouldn't mind dooming the IO, but then you've left the carry. If you doom the carry, IO's just either relocate, saves them, or heals you up. The Doom, well, not only in the coming patch, which will drop after Nanyang, we also already, like, IO, the Doom doesn't do a lot of damage before it gets leveled, before you get Aghanims, so IO can just save that person. Probably doesn't even need to relocate them early levels.
10 seconds.
Yeah,
remaining.
I agree. I like the Wisp. But I feel like they're gonna have to build a really strong fighting lineup around this. If they just go for the similar stuff they did game 1, where they try and have the Brood split push, they try having the Ember split push because they somehow think they can't fight, which last game was the case. This game, I feel like if they get in that position, they're going to be really hard done by. So hopefully they just use the Wisp as more like a 5-mana hero, where they try and fight early. The Brood can transition through the jungle and help as well normally. But this is one hero I expected them to ban.
You expected Archon or Team Leviathan to ban?
Leviathan. I understand why they banned the AA, because they wanted the IO, so it makes sense, and Axe is just generally good against Brood. But we saw it the other day where Sven beats Brood one-on-one, pretty much.
Yeah, of course, and gets nice cleave. Also, Ember Spirit can't deal with physical damage. You get that God Strength up, you start pounding on Ember Spirit. He doesn't have a good time there.
I guess the only upside is it's fairly hard to catch the Ember with Sven, unless you go Blink and Blink right on top of him, but even then, most players are going to see that coming in time.
And it's gonna be the Tiny, so Team Leviathan, this is somewhat of a greedy lineup, I would say.
Really gonna have to go well in the laning stage for it to be pulled off.
Not only do I think it has to go well in the laning stage, it just seems like there's... Yeah, there's a lot going on here. And now they've got Monkeys Forever's Batrider. This is a hero that's normally banned out against this guy. Does fantastically against IO Tiny. You're gonna have a ball if it's Ember mid instead.
I feel like it's gonna be Batrider to deal with the Brood.
5 seconds remaining.
Actually, no, never mind. They have Sven, so they'll probably pick another spot, but they have options right now. They could, for whatever reason, do Sven mid with a second hero to deal with IO Tiny, which I've actually seen done before, and it does shit on IO Tiny. If you get like Sven Leshrac, Sven Lina, you just kill them, and you win the lane. And the Batrider can deal with the Brood. It's not ideal, but you can always push out the lane, and you can go to the jungle as well, so you'll be fine there. So they have options, which I like.
5 seconds remaining.
So, and yeah, what do you think is another good support up here for Team Leviathan? I feel like the
Bane, Shadow Demon. They need something to kite the Sven.
It also feels like to stop the
relocates.
initiation, right? Maybe a Rubik, because you're gonna have Batrider jumping in, you're gonna have Doom jumping in.
10 seconds remaining.
You're gonna get jumped on, is what I'm trying to say.
I don't think Rubik does enough here. Like, Shadow Demon can actually move around the map on his own, same with Bane, and they can set up relocates. Right now, none of their heroes do that. Brood can force heroes towards you, and then you can relocate into counter, but generally that's not the best idea if you're just doing it with a Brood. You need some kind of lockdown to keep them there so they don't deal with the relocate. And that's what Shadow Demon or Bane can give. So I think one of those would be alright, and they both play 5 positions really well. The IO can get some farm, which he's going to need this game, so he can deal with the heave damage from Sven, the chain frost from Lich. If he can tank up a bit, it's going to help a lot.
Now, I'm assuming this is an off-lane Doom. Oh, okay, I like the Dazzle here, right? Another thing that's going to be a real pain in the ass if you have to go against the Dazzle when you've got Batrider trying to kill people, Doom trying to kill people. Archon could possibly, we talked about it earlier, they could run this Doom as a support. How do you feel about that, or do you think he really just needs to be their off-laner? Because I'm pretty sure it's bat mid, not off-lane.
I don't think support Doom does anything here. It makes them really passive in their lanes, and I don't like that. Because at the moment, you're going to see the support that comes out from Leviathan, and if it's any of the supports I listed, or if it's any support in general, Ember plus that support will not be able to deal with Doom Lich. So that lane is going to win, straight up.
Yeah, and it's going to be a Shadow Shaman. I actually really like this. It's going to help out if they want to do some pushing, which they certainly have capacity with the Broodmother and the Tiny. And it's similar to a Lion, but it's got a lot of good lockdown for people jumping in. He's a bit squishy, it's scary, but I think he's a support that can do a lot with very little fall.
I kind of liked my suggestions more because this is super
Of course
greedy.
you liked your suggestions more.
Yeah, but like, you look at this, right? They have 4 cores. Shadow Shaman has to be a core to be useful in this game. Otherwise he's going to get blown up. And they pick the Lina, so I'd actually suggest that they do Sven Lina middle, because it shits on IO Tiny. Then they can have the Batrider to deal with the Brood top and Doom Lich. And whichever way, Leviathan spin their lanes. If they send the Brood bottom, they do like Ember, Shadow Shaman top, that lane's also going to struggle. Yeah. So Archon can still do like the quote-unquote standard lanes, but I prefer to see that from them. The thing with Shadow Shaman is he has to be farmed. You're not going to have space when there's Ember taking the lane, Tiny taking lane and woods and Ancients, and Brood taking opposing teams' woods, and so you're going to have to get kills. How do you set up the kills? You can't just run in there and do it yourself. You're going to be relying on your Ember and Tiny to be ahead, but they're going to be losing their lanes.
And people like Monkeys and Moo on the Doom, they're very hard to catch, right? Because they both have decent escape mechanisms. The Scorched Earth hasn't been nerfed yet, folks, and neither has, well, Batrider. He got nerfed, like, for what, like 100 patches in a row when he finally got buffed?
Yeah, the mechanic of the hero is just one of the more broken in Dota, so it's hard to balance heroes like that. So I like watching him get played. He's creates a lot of action in the game.
I just really enjoyed this conversation. My manager Steam called me 0 out of 10. I have no idea what they're on about, but
it's about Leviathan's players being AFK.
So
Sorry, not Moon. Moo saying his manager Steam called him because he was AFK once.
So, yeah, no, I mean, I get it, but it's just like, I don't know why their manager would call them, but anyway, whatever floats the manager's boats, let's get...
Any way to make their players get back to the computer.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah,
it's
definitely...
It's like when you poke people on Facebook, or you call them, or poke them on TeamSpeak. You know?
Yeah.
You gotta try, right?
Definitely the way that some of these managers talk about their players acting like they're a lot younger than they are, but that is neither here nor there. On Archon, we're gonna have Monkeys forever, playing up that Batrider that he's so well known for, Whitebeard on the Lich, Fluff and Stuff on the Lina, Doom played up by Moo, their offlaner, and Jo here on the Sven. They're going for rotations, but Leviathan is elsewhere. Tossing it to you.
And the Leviathan heroes that aren't getting ganked right now, Shadow Shaman played by Flying Zebra, Nusham on the Io, Shibi on the Tiny, Francis on the Ember, which she played really well the other day, and Jenkins on the Brood.
Yeah, not that Shibi's...
They're actually finding them.
Oh gosh, are they gonna get anybody? Look at Tiny, he's taking a bit of damage, Light Striker hits as well. The Io's trying to keep him alive, but I think this is gonna be our first blood. And there it goes.
It's actually a shame they didn't find the Io there, but hey ho, they'll definitely take the Tiny.
Yeah, and Io can still work on getting that false bottle. I was going to say, it's not that Shibi's bad by any means at the Ember, it does seem like Francis might be a little bit more comfortable with it, or just perhaps the hero compositions that happened in those games where Francis was able to get more space, because he definitely had a lot larger game impact than Shibi in the Ember Spirit games Francis was on it.
The thing is, every time he placed the Ember in that series, the lineup was built around him. This game, it's not built around him at all. This is like some mishmash, try to counter what Archon are doing.
Oh my goodness, and this lane in mid for the lineup of Leviathan is actually awful. I think they should rotate, because having to deal with both the Batrider and the Lich here, I think you've already lost the lane.
I think it's less lost than the suggestion I put out earlier, though. And also, something I want to note is the Sven opted to buy sentries so his supports could buy more stuff. They actually have double sentries. He opted to just go for some regen as well. So pretty selfless carry, realizing that not gonna have too much pressure in the lane.
Yeah.
Obviously, the sentries are irrelevant right now because he dodged the lane with Brood.
I think it was a really smart move from the Broodmother to dodge the lane. Kind of better for everybody involved on Leviathan this way. So, either way, we've just got some casual harass flying Zebra being a bit of a pain to Jo. He could throw a Stormhammer, but probably not going to. Actually, he's just gonna get held up! Oh, he's getting tickled by the creeps because of the bonus armor, but kind of a funny thing to see. Not something we see every day.
If you're not getting hit by creep waves, it's a lot of damage.
But he had popped the armor, so it was much less than I think it should have been. Anyway, I wasn't expecting the Warcry leveled. I know he's not up against the Broodmother, so maybe not worried about the cleave as much, but I was expecting this Sven to be full-on cleave. Maybe a little bit of the armor, because of course Brood does have a lot of units, but wasn't expecting it level 2.
I think you go 1-3-1 this game, same as the other game. But he's actually opting to put some points into the Warcry, not needing the cleave early. And the armor is so valuable, like it makes you so hard to actually fight.
Yeah, Fluff and Stuff might be caught out here. They do get the Searing Chains, and he just used his Light Strike Array. They're holding him in place as well. They turn on the Flame God now, but Fluff and Stuff, he's gonna go down. And maybe they can get Jo here. He's got heaps of armor, but Flame God doesn't give a crap about that. Flying Zebra has no mana for the second Shackle, and Jo's gonna walk it off. But a really nice kill from Leviathan on this lane, and on bottom, it looks like Doom and Brood. Doom actually getting a bit of a better trade, has dropped a sentry there. Now Brood Mama's like, oh, don't touch me. Please, please, sir.
Doom's gonna win the early levels here for sure. Once Brood gets her stuff rolling, she can at least go to the jungle after taking creep wave, so she'll be able to get more out of the lane.
Yeah.
But, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, look at this mid matchup. I feel really sorry for Tiny.
He'll be fine.
You think so? You think the stacks will be enough to make a comeback against this bat that could just, you know, spit on him?
Obviously not ideal, but I feel like most of the games where Tiny was popular towards the end of its most recent dominance, it generally didn't do too well in the lane, and it came back with stacks and such. And this Sentry managed to deward at least the one ward that was on this camp. I don't think they blocked the hard camp, so he's going to be able to have his stacks this game.
Yeah.
So he'll be fine. Just if the rest of Leviathan will be fine.
100%. Now, as this game goes on, I have to say, I feel like Archon, they're kind of rocking one hard carry, right? But at the same time, they've got a Batrider, they've got a Doom. They can knock 2 people out of these team fights for Leviathan pretty consistently.
Yeah, and if they're really far behind, that's actually completely irrelevant, because you're trading like a hero that does that for one of the heroes on Leviathan that are actually useful outside of that lockdown. But if they're ahead, then, and speaking of being ahead, there's actually a kill bottom.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed that as I
managed to pick it off, ran him down with dust.
I'm pretty
now
impressed.
He has Doom, so Brood's gonna have a really hard time here. He actually buys mana boots, which I really like. So as soon as Brood comes back, she's gonna get doomed, Scorched Earth ran down with dust, so she can't come to this lane now, if she's smart.
And I wanted to point out that they actually put sentries in both of these stacking camps. Only one of them got dewarded, but yeah, they're really trying to shut down this comeback mechanic. And yeah, as you said, Doom may just Doom up Jenkins here and walk her down. Does he? Yeah, he has Scorched Earth up in 3, so he might just be waiting for that cooldown before he gets Reckon.
Maybe level 7 as well, because their damage increase is huge.
Yeah. So Francis is on the wrong side of town, gonna take a Light Strike Array as well, and there is no hope there. There's just no saving you if you get caught out by both. A really greedy shopping positioning.
I didn't actually see why he decided to go there, but that's...
He was just trying to buy something, I think.
Well, rip Ember.
Yeah. So, Archon
Speaking
again.
of stacks, there's quite a few over in Archon as well.
Yeah, both. There's a lot of heroes here who can deal well with taking up stacks, and Actually, Doom hasn't killed off Jenkins again yet. Oh gosh, there it goes though. As I say that, dusted up, Doomed, walking him down. Doom has the Scorched Earth on, and Jenkins like, I might as well just fight, but it's not gonna work here, so he's just wandering around, trying to make sure the tower hits this Doom, but even though Doom has very little armor, he doesn't care in the Scorched Earth buff. And can they catch out on Monkeys? No, Monkeys is stealing their stacks!
This is the best part about Batrider. He can do this, and he's gonna get away with it. Unfortunately, he went for the max sticky build, so without Firefly on, without the stacks on the camp, it takes him a really long time. So he's gonna have to wait for the Firefly cooldown. But I think he's happy to do that.
Yeah.
And this gives Lich a solo XP on the lane as well, so it's a complete win-win.
Yeah, not only that, it's taking their stacks. You get more experience for yourself. You've stopped the farm, the catch-up mechanics on the
I don't get why he
Iron
sacked it again. Like he's
He wants
just
to
giving
take
him
it.
more gold. No, the Wisp stacked for him.
Oh.
He ran it up this way, and Monkeys is probably like, oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah, he in fact is like, thanks, dude. Wow, okay, so Io Tiny now trying to do something?
Get all the last hits.
Yeah, he really does. He might be able to catch Monkeys as well. Can he do anything here? No, he's just gonna... Oh, he does get a couple of them, but at the same time... Yeah, it looked like a couple went... Well, I think one went Monkey... sorry, a bunch went Monkey's ways. They even threw the Wisp on him, but it's not enough. It's finally a couple more balls to the face. No, it's not gonna be nearly... Oh, they get him with the Aether Shock. Okay, I was worried they didn't have enough bolts to hit him in the face, but no, Aether Shock will do that. It is a zip zap. At the same time, they've rotated the Broodmother up to the lane with the Cleave, which is now coming out of Jo. So...
That's so worth it for Monkeys, so...
Yeah.
As soon as he goes into his own, there's Doom bottom on the Ember, so he is dead. I don't understand why they're sending people bottom at all. Like,
do you just think they should sack the lane?
Yeah, they can't do anything. This is Doom winning the game on his own. Like, this hero is just stupid, and he's going for the mech, which I really like. He's gonna have an 8-minute mech.
Oh,
with
and the
Arcane.
sentries, they just got so many baby spiders up on Jo. Everything going Archon's way, and ooh, Jenkins even missing that hit there. So, okay, obviously you're like, hey, don't go down to the Doom lane, but they have to do something here. They're behind. Do you just try to hope Doom takes that lane quickly, and then you can get some more farm on your heroes in the pushed-in lane? What's the plan for Leviathan? Smoke ganks? They have a lot of lockdown.
Step 1, skill Hex on your Shadow Shaman instead of maxing Shackle in a game where you're squishy as hell anyway. So you actually have a way of initiating, as opposed to just being food. Also, they need level 6 on these supports, so... I don't know, probably move the Brood to the jungle. But, well, she can do fine top. But, I don't know actually, like, this is so hard for them, their lanes are just fucked. This is one option, but I don't even think he's dead. Okay, maybe.
Okay, yeah, now with the 4-man rotation, it looks like they've finally taken down this raid boss of Doom. But as we pointed out, it took 4 of them. At the same time, good amount of gold popping into Leviathan all of a sudden. Broodmother also gets a kill on Fluff and Stuff in the top lane while I'm checking out that fight recap. Thank you for kills all over the map all of a sudden. And while Jo might get some baby spiders, yeah, he might get some baby spiders, it's still nice for Broodmother to get some action going up here. Jenkins gonna get herself some more links. She's going for an Orchid, which... She's squishy as shit this game.
Yeah, I don't think Orchid's a play at all.
So.
I can understand wanting like a Sobi mask, so sorry, a Sage's mask, but I don't think Orchid's like the way. Mana regen's really nice, so maybe you turn one of them into a Basilius, which goes into a Vlad's later. But I don't know.
I think it is entirely possible though that if she does manage to catch a few people upright, she might be able to do something here. Oh goodness, Jo is just killing off all of these baby spiders. Kind of sucks to be the brood mama with spiders going down. But if, you know, she can maybe Orchid someone, the shaman can catch up. He has the wards now. He can ward trap people finally. I think they might just end up using them for pushing. I'm not so sure. And Io is really close to that level 6, but no cigar yet.
But what they can do now that they actually have level 6 is what they're doing now. They're going to smoke up. Hopefully they go to the safe lane and drop the wards on Sven. You can die to it with the lockdown. However, Monkeys is opting to come up to find the Brood. So this is Maybe really good timing.
Yeah, they're gonna pick off on the Brood, but Io is here buffing him up, and it's not that long of a lasso at this level. And now they've dropped the wards, kind of in the back lines. What's going on? Monkeys will have to walk through them, but he might just decide to poison spit, and they're not close enough. Dio's actually taking quite a bit of damage from the spiders, but he cleaves off of them. They finally knock him out, but so does the Brood Mother go down. And this is terrible. Can they catch Monkeys forever here? The Bulls are down, and they don't have any more lockdown. Can they hit him in the face? It doesn't matter. Here comes Doom, and I think they need to back out. Here comes the Doom. No, it's Io that he chooses to work on. Maybe Tiny can still get something, but he's bottling up. And I don't think Tiny has the combo for enough seconds with the Blink Dagger up.
Tiny's dead.
Io goes down. Yeah, he's getting wrapped around on. He tries to kill off Lich. He needs one more auto attack. Can he get it with the Frost Armor? He does get the Lich. He trades his life, but I think that is the best exchange he could have hoped for there. And a really good fight coming out of Archon.
Yeah, that was just really fortuitous with the play from Monkeys. If he wasn't there, the Sven was dead for sure. And this is a problem with Rasta going for this build. He can't ward trap reliably. I used to be able to do standing ward traps, so it's not easy at all. You have to be a god to do it. And players aren't going to just let you ward trap them. You need a setup.
Yeah.
You can't set up off a shackle. So I think his skill build's kind of game losing. Like, he could have killed the Sven there on his own if he just ward trapped him. But he can't ward trap him without Hex.
Now, on the bottom lane, Francis is in a bit of trouble. He's got remnants to get him back, but here comes Fluff and stuff. Will the Light Strike Ray hit blind? It does! And now they're just going to Laguna Blade him down! It's daytime. I'm really confused as to how Francis didn't see him there. I know he was a bit around the tree, but...
No, he definitely saw him. He just chose not... That or he was looking at somewhere else on the map and he's like, oh shit, my hero just got stunned. Which does happen, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say he was looking somewhere on the map, because there's no way if he saw that he didn't remnant immediately.
Yeah. And we've also got Shadow Shaman doing deep, deep things on the Flying Zebra. Seeing what he can accomplish up there. He does play some super deep wards. I guess giving Broodmother some coverage. Maybe their plan is to have her farm up. This is also just a stack blocking ward. But now, Flying Zebra is dead. He doesn't have a TP. He's bought out. He's slowly going to go down. Unfortunately, giving Monkeys Forever more farm.
I think it's worth it if he just dies to Ancients. Or instead of running this way. He sees them when they come this way because of the wards, which he just plays. Which I think are good wards.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
I'm also such a big fan on this one because place it here and you can sentry this dead, and if one of them's gonna get dewarded, both of them will get dewarded. So it's not like you're trying to opt out a sentry range or anything. Maybe you just didn't have money for sentries. That's why you used an obs.
Yeah.
The only reason I can think of.
Still will give them good vision of that, although it is going to be found out, as you point out. They're going to notice that they're not getting the stacks. In the top lane, Brute... Oh, Jo doesn't hit the Stormhammer on her, and actually steals one of the last hits for Jenkins, but not enough again. And Doom is here, ready to do Doom things. He's got a dust up on him. Yeah, he's pretty huge.
I'm guessing he's going Shadowblade because he's opted to not finish the Greaves, and he's also opted to not get the Blink. I think it's fine, because at the early stages of the game, getting a Shadowblade up, A, it increases your scaling, B, it's like, makes Leviathan's life so much harder, because they either have to invest into a lot of sentries, or they just have to accept the fact that any of their cores can die at any time.
Yeah.
Speaking of dying, there's going to be something happening bottom.
Yeah, we've got wards being dropped up, but here comes Doom. Already the wards are out, though, so Flying Zebra's just trying to delay this, trying to push them back. I think Doom is just going to farm wards here. Doesn't have to worry too much about it. Francis looking like he's going to TP out safely. Can they make something happen on mid, though? Yeah, they actually pull in onto Chibi, and now he has to be careful as well. He manages to be relocated out, but this means the Io is dead. And up top, it looks like Brood is in trouble as well, taking a lot of damage from Jaya's God Strength. Can they save off their Io here when he comes back in?
I think he's fine.
Okay, he's gonna just be able to tether away. It looks like he is a-okay. Brood taking a lot of damage from the God Strength.
Careful here.
Oh, and they go in. There's drums being popped. A really slow avalanche came out there.
That was for force. Like, Monkeys is so fat. 40-minute bottle, boots, blink.
Yeah, looking really good for this lineup of Archon. They are at almost a 7,500 gold lead and almost a 10,000 experience lead. They are ahead. They are feeling strong. And Doom is, as you said, very wealthy. He has almost 4,000 gold. He could just buy a straight Aghanims for funsies.
User in your channel
Oh,
timed out.
it looks like PQMZ has in fact dropped from a channel. Always good to have that happen. We'll grab him back up in a second. I'm sure he'll message me on Skype when he's back in. His internet crashes. I think actually his entire computer crashes. But either way, we will carry on with it, folks, and I'm actually gonna, oh gosh, I'm probably gonna miss a kill while I try to do this. Either way, looking around, we've got, as we talked about, I'm waiting to see, oh, it's a Radiance on the Doom. He wants no one to ever touch him. Certainly a bold, interesting choice for him.
Dire's top tower is
And
under
let's see if they can make something work up here for the lineup of Leviathan, but they have folks coming around to them. The Doom is there. Can they turn him into a piggy? He's just shackling him, but where is the team follow-up? Broodmother's finally coming in. Will he get the Doom off? He's silenced. He's going to take a lot of ward damage. They're even relocating in, but he force-stuffs away. Monkey's forever getting in on this business as well, and there is going to be a lot of death and destruction. They want to fight around the wards, but no one's going to come in. Jenkins is stunned. They have the Avalanche Toss combo, but it barely seems to tickle them. Maybe Whitebeard will go down. They have a relocate save. The Lich ult. He's bouncing, though, getting over to the creeps, and they're going to just lasso up Shibby. They catch the Shadow Shaman on the back lines as well. And it looks like the TP out gonna save his life. Tiny did end up killing off Lich, but they just farm wards here. And this is fantastic for our lineup of Archon. They're just having a grand old time.
Radiant's
Oh, and
bottom
Newsham,
tower
if you're
is
not
under
careful here,
attack.
does he have anything that he can tether to? He didn't get a good ward. He's probably just gonna go down. Where are the creeps? He's trying to throw out those balls to deter monkeys, but monkeys just has the 2 more auto attacks. Newsham trying to bottle up in between, but instead he's gonna explode into that ball of light as Io does. Jenkins coming in, but the blink away means he can't follow up in the slightest. And now, of course, a DD on Doom to boot. So, yeah. Now, we have some interesting pickups around the map. Oh. Looks like getting PQ on the line to see when he's going to be coming back. His internet is in fact kill, so we'll see what happens. Sven working on his Sergeant Yasha. Looks like PQ is almost back, and we'll see if we can get him in TeamSpeak. Oh, thank goodness. Solo casting, when you think you have a co-caster, always really awkward. There you are. You're back. You missed a bit of a big team fight where Leviathan tried to go deep, get some pickoffs on Archon, and just couldn't really bring down anyone except the Lich, and lost quite a few of their own.
Yeah, sorry, my internet just decided to cut out for no reason.
No worries. When you're
wow,
back in the
Doom's
game...
going Radiance.
Yeah,
That's even better.
that's what he showed off. He was going Radiance. He's very close to it. And they, I mean, they don't have the stuns to kill him. This guy is tanky. They don't have the magic damage. They're not going to have the physical either. Broodmother's not really going to knock them down. And yeah, it looks like Flying Zebra going to be taking a turn for the worse. No team coming to back him up.
Is that Roche? Do they want to go for it?
Yeah, they can take an easy Roche on here. It feels like Archon's in dominant control of this game. I don't want to say it's GG until an Ancient falls, but we just don't...
I mean, it's a huge lead. You could definitely say they're favorites.
Yeah, it's
right
their
now.
game to lose for Archon. They're actually maybe going to try to go on Monkeys Forever. Will the balls be enough? But he full stuffs away again. Doom going to come out onto Newsham, and now this IO, he is just sad. A sad ball of light. Maybe doing some damage to Monkeys, but no, not enough. He tries to throw out the auto attack, and Monkeys even gets mech'd up here now. Doom has the Radiance on its way to him. And yeah, they're trying to make space where they can on Jenkins using that Broodmother, but he might just get caught out here. Does Lena have any sort of vision? No, but she's going to just kill off the creeps, and oh... Jenkins thinking of going on here, getting kind of a bit blocked by his own spiders. Just control group things.
Both teams have visions, so this is just awkward standoff. Maybe not quite a
100%.
Mexican standoff, but close enough.
Yeah. So...
I just want to say that the heroes on Archon, they're all so fat. Like, all the items they have at this point, this is like 5-10 minutes early for some
oh,
of this
fluff and stuff goes down. I heard the Orchid being used, and Broodmother's able to get that kill. So, well played there.
This is just... if they do manage to overextend and Leviathan somehow manage to like team wipe them and get all the kills on Ember, then that's their way back in, really. But right now,
Dire's
they can't
bottom
fight.
tower is under attack.
Ridiculously hard for them to split push, so it's gonna have to be some serious outplay right now. I like to be hopeful, but they've got to do some impressive Dota right now.
Yeah, feeling like they're... The siege lineup from Archon, they can just delete 2 heroes as we talked about earlier. And you're gonna have a really rough time getting back in it after that. And a lot of their heroes having these huge net worths, just doing so much better than the Tiny, than the Broodmother, who are meant to be the heroes who you're meant to have to decide between one of them, which one you want to doom. And this Doom, he doesn't care. He is able to do, Moo is able to do whatever he wants this game.
He doesn't even care who he dooms. He just runs at people with Radiant Scorched Earth and they die.
He's
like,
very tanky as well, because he went that mech.
I wouldn't be surprised if he finished his Reeves. However, he could also just opt for an initiation.
Oh,
And
Ember
I think
Spirit's
Ember
gonna
is
get.
dead.
Is he gonna get lassoed? Searing Chains, well played from Francis. Does delay a kill, but they are now turning their eyes to feast on Roshan. And this is gonna be goodbye, sweet Roshan Prince.
Is he a prince or is he a king?
I have literally no idea. I don't even know if he is part of some system which involves ranking, hierarchical rankings, like princes and kings.
I mean, he has babies, so he's obviously a father.
He has
or a
babies?
mother. Yeah, like the courier, baby Roshans.
Roshan has fallen.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're not into hats, so never mind.
Yeah, I also don't know if that's a direct, you know, lore thing, all of our hats. Either way, we've got... they're
Hats
doing...
the law, please.
Huh? Oh, I don't know if it's lore that he has babies. Anyway, we have got Monkeys Forever trying to come into this, but this might be the entire team. He actually blinks up aggressively. He gets the lasso on Newsom. Can they punish him? But no, here comes Jo, and it looks like they're just going to lose Newsom in the process. So, can they catch anybody else for Archon? Not looking like it. And another good pickoff. Getting themselves further and further ahead.
The Batrider also has a gem, which the Lich pulled to him, so... This is really smart. This was one item that they needed.
Yeah, he
They
is
didn't
looking for
already
wards.
have.
Look at this. Look and checking the ward
Radiant's
spots.
middle tower is under
I
attack.
think he's checking for heroes trying to
Radiant
do
structures are
exactly what the
fortified.
Brood's doing now.
100%.
Bottom tower
So,
is under
at the same time, we are seeing a lot of foam coming out onto Ember Spirit. Can he get this kill on Fluff and stuff? He has a DD, he gets the Searing Chains, he has to dodge the Light Strike away, actually walks back into it, and that should be the end of that. He might just try to Remnant Bomb him, but no, he takes the Laguna Blade, he has to get out. He has a Remnant there, but here comes the next teammate. The Blink forwards could just be an easy kill, and one more auto attack gonna do it onto Francis, and I was really surprised he didn't have a Remnant up on the back lines.
That's just...
structures are
Oh.
fortified.
Feels like he needs to do something, but there's actually a Change Frost mid, which
Yeah.
is used to deep push, but
It's-
bounces on
oh.
Tiny twice, it's forcing the reload out, so...
Yeah. The
They're
Storm
accomplishes.
Stormhammer coming out. I actually was going to say I think that they misused the wards here, but it turns out they need it. The Lich armor on the tower, making it so hard to kill this thing.
Lich is actually really good against the Rasta push.
And I
Not
missed the
something I
IO
particularly
exploding
thought about.
on the back line of the relocate.
We're just going for Act as well.
Is under attack.
Avoiding any mobility and just going for more efficient items.
Yeah. So we're going to be seeing Archon continuing to push forwards, going to start working on this tower, and they have all the time in the world. It feels like even if this goes super late, they'll be in a good spot, and I'm not quite sure it'll go there. Sven has another few minutes on that Aegis. A little bit surprised they don't go for a push.
I think right now they're just waiting on something. They definitely could push. Lena has Ags in 20 gold. Batrider could pick something up, but I don't think anything in his price range at the moment that he's interested in. Or maybe it's just they want to push out lanes and go for these two towers instead, as opposed to just going for the mid tower.
It is possible. Now, Batrider, he's got a lot of gold saved up, as does Sven. What do you go here if you're the Sven? Is it Chrysalis time? Do you want a BKB just to make sure you aren't locked down at all?
I could see BKB.
I don't even know if he needs it. Like, it doesn't feel like they have the damage output on Leviathan right now.
Or just
Dire's bottom tower
wants the
is
freedom
under
in
attack.
fights. I don't think he's scared of dying
Radiant's
at
top
all. It's
tower
mostly
is under
just...
attack.
He's the only form of, like, right-click damage. Okay, never mind. I guess Doom has a radiant, so he does some right-click damage. But I could see him just wanting to get a BKB. The other option is to just tank up a bit, maybe get an AC or something.
Radiant's top tower
I think
has
crit's
fallen.
fine as well, though. Like, the ward's his oyster right now. He can pretty much get any item, and it does something
Radiant's
useful.
top tower
They're
has
relocating the tower in middle, so at least they'll get that, and they'll force the TPs, but they split!
fallen.
Yeah,
Oh, goodness,
they
yeah.
had to go for the IO, though. So.
Io, yeah, Io's giving
Oh my
up his
God,
life
the
for
TP?
Tiny.
That was so close, actually.
Dire's bottom
And
tower
they do actually manage to pick up the Lena in the bottom lane. Can they turn this into a tower? Broodmother's trying to be greedy and get it, but she needs to back up. That's Monkeys Forever coming out. The Sleight of Fist Searing Chains, he doesn't actually do the combo, and now you can see the slowed hero, and I think this is going to be a very dead Francis. A Lich ult as well, actually dragging him away from it. The bounce is not
RNG,
hitting on him.
please.
Can Francis do anything here? Sleight of Fist dodging some stuff. It looks like somewhere else Shadow Shaman's gone down, but the Francis Ember Spirit blows up, and on the top lane, we have a fight with a doomed up Tiny. He can't do anything here, but in comes the Broodmother for the help out. And did I just see that right? No, I didn't see that right at all. Moo is going to be taking quite a bit of damage from Brood. He might just kill him. Tiny goes down eventually to the Doom, and finally Broodmother gets the kill on that raid boss of Moo, getting a lot of gold for herself. But as we talked about, you don't want all of this gold on the Broodmother. You want it on the Tiny. You want it on the Ember Spirit so they can be damaged.
And this is where Sven picks up his AC and he's knocking on your tier 3s with only 2 heroes.
Yeah. He has God Strength. This tower is going to fall. Minus armor from the AC doing good work, and Sven hitting like a truck. The God Strength does end, but he doesn't even care. You're just tickling him there. They actually blink in from his Flying Zebra. He does have the Shackle. He's going to use it. Do they have any sort of follow-up on Jo? And he is going to die here, but if he... No, he's not. He gets the stun out. Newsham's the one who's going to be in a lot of trouble. One more auto attack. He goes down, and even if Jo were in trouble, he has the Aegis. And the Remnant's barely enough to kill off Fluff and stuff, and then Jo, they still need to take down this guy. His Aegis is expired. They're gonna get a kill on him, and this is gonna be big, but can they do it finally? One more auto attack. No, he's got so much armor. He's regenning back up. This Jo feels like he's never gonna die. It does. Now they have a BKB. Monkeys Forever just being a pain to this Flying Zebra. Has to back off because of the ward positioning, but holy cow, did they just wreck up the business of Leviathan. They actually get some big kills in return, so I think Tiny...
Oh my god, the flame break.
The flame break
love
killed
the
him.
change to that.
I didn't think he was going to get it. Tiny got a lot of gold for that. He's going to be getting closer and closer to his AC, but it still feels like it is too far away. And that fight, yes, it was in favor of Leviathan, but it is a dip in this bucket of a 12,000 net worth lead and 20,000 experience
he used to
lead.
stun. Oh, that's huge, because that's a gem. That's really going to hurt for Leviathan. If they could have got like gem there, they'd at least feel good about themselves, right? You get a kill. In reality, it's probably not that big a deal. The game is like at the point where it's such a big deficit, but morale is good at this point. If you can get that gem, you think, okay, maybe we can start dewarding. We just got a kill. It worked out, you know. We defended our high ground. We didn't even lose the tower. But now it's just like, we could have had a gem. Bad times.
Now, let's say somehow, beyond all odds, Francis does get some more damage items. I think he unfortunately can't go bots or anything. He has to rush crit, and he might just get picked off here. Now. He's going to try to walk it off. Where is his remnant that's up? Oh gosh, it's off to the side. Francis going to be dragged back. They have more Laguna Blade. Yeah, he is dead, as you said, and there's no way out, it's feeling like.
Yeah, you can't farm on your own. You can't team fight. Like, this game's... I think the only thing they can do is do some next level baits.
Oh, they're going in onto Moo, but again, this guy is tanky as all get up. You barely tickled him with your combo, not quite well executed. And he's gonna kill off Io without worrying. The body blocks coming out, unfortunately, for Flying Zebra. They have the shackles as well. They now have 4 heroes over here. The silence coming out. Can that be enough damage? He's regenning up, but maybe they have it. They do finally get that raid boss of Moo, and that is a huge kill for them. At the same time, they may lose their bottom tower in exchange if they decide to push on the lineup of Archon. That was a 2k gold swing.
under attack.
And Moon needs to chill a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. He nearly killed 3 heroes, and I can see why he's doing the things he's doing, because he feels immortal. But he just needs to calm it down a bit. Not go so deep.
There is an Invis Batrider just flapping around, looking for something to
going
kill.
Axe.
Yeah. Ooh,
I've never
exciting.
seen this before, so
I have.
interesting.
Underwhelming, but this time it was against. This time it'll be against an IO Tiny, and I think that combination lending itself a bit better to the Batrider Ags.
I also think the damage is just the best bit of it. It's 400 damage. The second
Oh, the 4-star blink forward. They actually get the avalanche off, but Monkeys Forever has popped his BKB. The defensive relocate out. Maybe this is actually good for Leviathan, but no, they are split up. They are alone, and the relocate's not coming in to save them. Flying Zebra actually blinks forwards, drops wards. Can they do any sort of follow-up? The Lich ulti going off into Francis. Broodmother, on the meantime, has killed off someone, but Francis getting very low to Monkeys Forever. They get the kill on Lich, and they get out on a slither of health. That Shadow Shaman was at like 10 health at one point in that fight.
Yeah, that's Really surprising, actually, that they still go in after the reload out. And it was also really close to the flame break cancelling the relocate.
I think you have the
actually get
number.
the brute
Oh
here.
goodness, yeah. Oh, they actually miss her. Jenkins was visible there. I guess that he decided the Stormhammer missed. Not gonna go for it.
That was a really nice play from Fluff as well, going for the cute Shadow Amulet.
Yeah. So, oof. And I feel like if they can delay this game not long enough, they do start to have some good wave clear. And it is something where even if we've seen this before, most famously in a game against NIP or with NIP.
NIP.
They had a tiny 15,000 net worth behind. They still won the game. But at the same time, this tiny, he went for the moonshot instead of the AC first. I'm fine with it. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
You actually don't want to do that, just to counter AC.
Yeah, you want the counter AC, but at the same time, I think he might be saying, hey, look, I'm just getting pickoffs at this point, and I wanted the attack speed. Or backdooring their towers or going for those relocate kills is our last line of defense.
Not quite sure on the math. Maybe it is more efficient for hitting towers as opposed to the minus armor. It's also about like 1.3k cheaper as well, so
yeah,
that probably is something to factor in as well.
So now they're going for it. They're actually forcing people back. They realize on the lineup of Archon they cannot deal with this amount of damage coming out of Chibi, and they immediately hex up Monkeys Forever. Can they kill him here with the shackle? But the light strike array, and now they might all be dead. The pull in, Yushim, he can't get the relocate, and it looks like we're going to be seeing Chibi go down here. He's trying to do what he can, but he is getting kited so hard.
That was really well played by Monkeys, knowing the Teva would break if he forced away.
Yep, and now in comes the Io. He is going to try to TP out, but oh, what does he have? Does he have it? He does! Both of them escaping. I have to say, that is turning a horrible situation into the best that you can hope for, I think.
This is where if Mu had Blink, like, he would have just got the Ember killed by going for that Teva play. I feel like he does need some mobility though, because right now he is being kited a bit. I guess Shiva's gives you the ability to stay closer to the heroes at least.
Now,
I'm guessing that's his next item.
This Broodmother also has up a Hyperstone.
That's gotta be an AC.
You think so? I'm surprised they don't put it on the Tiny, as I do believe he will be the one going for those towers.
I think Brood's quite happy with an AC in general though, it works pretty well with the hero. And she needs the armor to man-fight right now, whereas Tiny is, you say, I think is a bit more pick-off and he needs to hit buildings.
Yeah.
Brood can actually fight them just because of the inherent mischance and the lifesteal.
Now, they've dropped the wards defensively. We have 3 minutes on this Aegis, so this is not... Wow, okay, I expected Jo just to kind of pop God's Strength and hit the tower, so... But decided to back out. They have 3 more minutes on it. They certainly don't need to worry, but there's going to be a relocate. Fluff and stuff, he's invisible, but immediately dusted off, and I think this is a clean kill. Or will it be? Here comes Monkeys Forever, going to stop people from relocating out. And a Lich Ulti bouncing around. Yushim taking so much damage. Tiny also in a bad spot, doomed up. And what looked to be a clean kill with the heroes on Archon so nearby is nothing for them.
Easy bait. And I also want to point out the Shadow Blade, Ags, Mana Boots, like, this lane is really farmed as well.
Yeah,
Like,
this'll happen.
it's not just the cores you have to worry about.
Shadowblade, of course, a nice item to pick up for catching out Ember Spirit here, and it looks like they're losing racks at this point. They're gonna lose the ranged at least, and looks like melee, nothing to stop them. They actually blink forwards on Jo. They 3-shot Francis on that Ember Spirit, and now here goes the racks. God's Strength doing mad work with that AC. Ember Spirit can't take that physical damage. They're looking to find people in the base, actually silencing up Monkeys Forever, but there's no backup. It's 2v4, and oh, the Shadow Shaman is nowhere to be found. He's pushing up top lane, trying to get something done there, trying to hope that they can get it in a position to backdoor, but instead they have lost racks in 2 lanes. They are against supers against it, 2 lanes, and only saving them is that tier 2.
This is exactly how I perceived it to happen. Maybe a few like trips along the road, but they managed to get there. I see no reason Sven wouldn't go probably MKB next to deal with the Brood. He could also just go crit and say fuck it, I don't care about the mischance. If I hit you once, you're dead. Or crit at least. He has Aegis for another few minutes, right?
He does. He has
One.
Aegis for what feels like, no, for a whole another minute, and that's ages right now. Pardon the almost pun in pronunciation. It feels like they could just take the
Getting
tier
hard.
2. Yeah, and now they have the pull. The BKB won't save you now, Jenkins. They're just gonna pound away onto you. God's Strength popped, and Broodmother, she's walking away on her final legs. One more auto attack, they can't see her, and they get the Searing Chains off, saving their Broodmother. Well, no, the Flame Break doesn't manage to hit. They're all gonna back out. They don't have to. They could just go for Tier 4s here, destroying all the Moonwells. France is trying to do something. They're not grouped up enough. He's got baby crits on him, and it did quite a bit of damage, but with the immediate mech coming out, yes, Leviathan is pushing up that top lane, but I think they will be perfectly fine defending. So they have to stop TP somehow here for Archon, and yeah, we can see the Tiny immediately backing out. He doesn't want to have to deal with that. Oh yeah, they're doing
actually
the
gonna
tone.
lose the Shaman here.
Yep, there's gonna be Lich bounces, ulting. Actually, doesn't bounce nearly enough, but there's more than enough auto attack damage to kill a Flying Zebra, and the Radiance burning him down. Broodmother blinks away from the danger zone. Searing Chains again, not enough. Fluff and Stuff getting low, but he doesn't care. And up top, the Batrider is still harassing them from the looks of things. I don't know if they can catch that guy out while they lose their base. Dio's like, hey
dead,
guys.
right?
Oh yeah, they do manage to pick off the Batrider, but they're losing their base on the other hand. Ember Spirit goes down to the Lich, and at the same time they've just lost Tier 3s, or Tier 4s in middle, going down. Fluff and Stuff gonna start helping them out there, and I don't think this is a base race that the lineup of Leviathan wins. We've even got a buyback coming out. There's gonna be a Doom onto Broodmother. Can Jenkins get away? It doesn't look like it, and Jo says, hey guys, it's fine. I have God's Strength in 1 second. Let me pop it. Let me destroy their Ancient. We do have a relocate onto the tower, but it's not enough, and that is the GG
The
goals.
most hopeful base race attempt.
So.
Really well played by Archon, honestly, and I don't think there was too much of a draft issue game 1, but Leviathan just... I think they're caring too much about what Archon pick. They give them the Doom, and then they think, okay, well, Brood's pretty good against Doom, because pressure on the lane's Doom isn't in, and he doesn't really care about getting doomed. Then they pick Ember because it's like their comfort hero. And then they just go into this like weird mishmash of a draft. They need more of a focus when they're picking. Like the draft definitely needs more discipline.
Yeah, it felt like also just having a lot of trouble in their lanes, and as you said, very greedy lineup. Archon played really well, though. We can't neglect that. I'm gonna go poke around at Archon, see if any of them want to be interviewed, but other than that, we're done for the night. My long day of casting is over. Once again, I'm Llama Down Under. I've been joined by PQMZ. You can see our names up on the screen there, our handles. If you want to give us feedback on how to get better, you can send that. PQ doesn't actually have a lot of stuff going on the social media, so he won't be around, but you can send me feedback for both of us on Llama Down Under on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. Do you have any final shout-outs?
Nothing particular. Just really nice games by Archon. Hopefully they give us an interview.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll stick around. I'll play the, sponsor video, and then we'll see about what's gonna happen next. Might be nothing, might be something. Either way, GG to both teams. Great sets all day today. We had an exciting Complexity versus C9, Cloud9. Sorry, it's been long. One of those games was 80 minutes long. It's been a lot of fun. I would love your feedback, as would PQ, on how to get better as casters, and we will be maybe back with an interview. I'll try to let you know ASAP, but we might just be out. So, peace out, folks.